here all week. Try the veal. Lauren Kiefer, Landmarks Monte Carlo. Our last to go. Homebred by the owner, Jackie Mars, and known as Patrick. I think because he's born on Patrick's Day.
He was born on St. Patrick's Day, and his name is Patrick, and he's unusually lifting his tail at the first salute. That's difficult to I don't know, realize as a rider that you have to wait a second.
So this was the horse that gave Lauren her Land Rover Ride of the Day a couple of years ago.
That is correct. He was one of the first horses to go on the course, and she was only, I don't know, within 10 seconds of the time. And remember, that was a tough day for cross country on the time.
Top 10 at Red Hill in March. Winners of the Open Intermediate at the Fork. And just interesting the way riders sometimes use that. And normally you see very consistent use of either National Advanced or International 3-star in preparatory runs. But sometimes riders do just go, I don't need to push the throttles all the way open all the time. An OI run will just keep everything ticking over.
Well, this little horse, he's not very big. He's probably 16 hands, but he is a lovely, lovely little person, and he doesn't have much trot. Everybody knows that, but she has produced a very economical yet competitive trot on the horse. But I think you're going to enjoy his canter work. And Lauren and her team have done a beautiful job training this horse through the years. I know Sue Clark is watching very closely. Sue Clark is the manager of the large property that Miss Mars has up in Virginia, and in charge of the breeding program. So Sue brought this horse into the world, and so he's a very special horse to the property, to the farm, and to everybody out the farm. And shout out to all those guys. Now she's into her second shoulder in. And the walk. And he does have a lovely walk as well.
Well, what an astounding contribution to the sport Miss Mars has made over the years. Just as an owner, as a supporter, as a patron through the Jacqueline B. Mars travel grants. There's the safety grant at the moment as well. The sponsorship through the Mars Group. I mean, Pedigree, they are a supporting sponsor here this weekend. I mean, it's unbelievable. The love she has for our sport.
She has a huge love for horses and horse sports, in particular the eventing, and we're lucky enough to be able to, to benefit from it. She also has an amazing passion for the opera and the arts, so she's a huge patron to that as well. And she's a fairy godmother. She's just a wonderful, wonderful human being. We're so lucky to have her in our lives.
So again, Kiefer here, she's on 64, that could easily turn into 65%, and yeah, that's not top 15, but it's 35 penalties, which if she can replicate that Land Rover Ride of the Day sort of performance tomorrow, jump clear on the last day, finish on 35, you're in a whole new ball game this year.
Well, he's a very good cross-country horse, very clever, very quick, fast, little nimble thing. And so when you have a horse that jumps so well and is so accurate in the canter work and such a good walk, you can, especially if it's a homebred that you adore, the idea of sticking with a horse that doesn't have the big trot is an easy decision. So as you see, the first change was lovely. It's gone up to 60, a little bit more than 64.
And what she is creating by riding those changes just nice and quietly and making them happen and being incredibly clean, she's doing the Mickey Young job.
Exactly.
She's not riding a Grand Prix dressage horse, but she is not giving away any of the marks she knows she deserves.
Yeah, she did miss on that one, which is a real shame. He didn't exactly want change at the moment that she asked, and so they ended up with another stride. Let's see how if we can get this one straighter and cleaner and more loft without coming off the top. Yeah, very good. Very good. Nice in the stretchy circle, as we call it. That's sort of a primitive way to call it, isn't it?
But again, you can't say that that's not worth a 6 or a 6.5. But then you compare it to Oliver Townend's stretch circle, and you go, yeah, I can see why that had to be worth 7.5, 8 or more.
Oh, and really missed on that change.
Yeah.
So it's a little falling off at the wheels here, but again, just a lovely horse. She'll be disappointed in those changes.
So that brings dressage to its close. No more punishment in the small white box. It's all about galloping cross country now and trying to get back into this stadium to jump the coloured poles on Sunday in the best possible order. Lauren Kiefer, with her third ride here, Landmark's Monte Carlo, turns in that workmanlike test. Can she just make the 35 that, I'm just choosing, it's a very arbitrary number. We're actually going to get some
We'd like
statistical
to see
analysis,
it, yeah.
but 35 just feels like, if you could finish on dressage of 35, you could end up top dozen here.
Sure. I think that would be a good working score for that horse. I don't know, 62.8 before the general.
Going cross country, Laura, of course, has already been around the course once today. The top 10, she was within the time on that first ride. Let's see how this will stand up to it.
Very nicely through the Rolex Grandstand challenge. The picnic table is 11.
Jacqueline Marr's Landmark's Monte Carlo now is clear over the market table at 2. This pair already doing very well.
She's a lovely drive to the final corner.
I'm So Ready and Philip Dutton are clear through the frog pond at 23 and heading on their way to the victory brush. 5 to go for Philip Dutton and I'm So Ready. Nicely over the whiskey barrel at 5.
Horse coming off the line, please.
Beautifully out into the corner as well. Really a lovely ride from Lauren. I'm so ready. And there was a time penalty there.
Harry sees a long one at the corner after dropping down into the very good.
So Philip Dutton now, and I'm So Ready, no jumping penalties. They finish up in 11:06, so they'll pick up 1.25 penalties, 33.7 total score. And an amazingly consistent finish. Philip is now tied on a score of 33.7, tied in 8th at this point. Philip Dutton is first on total score
'Brushes and then gets quite close to the second of them, living slightly dangerously.
and Landmark Landmarks Monte Carlo on their way down into the hollow. Beautifully. It's a little enthusiasm up the hill and over the stump. Hollow as they head now.
Cooling Masterclass goes to the Wattle and Door Cottage Zone 25.
Boys coming off the line, please.
As they head to the Peter Bog Mountain down into the land overhead. There's Lauren Keeper coming through the water nicely and checking just a bit as she heads to the corner of that Lauren Keeper and Landmarks are up the hill here on the 20. On her own now as she heads to that beautiful container sailing over that. Staying on a lovely pace. It's been a beautiful ride for Lauren. Equally beautiful on Ridiculous earlier on this morning. Oh, lovely ride over the Normandy Bank, bouncing through there and quarter to quarter. The Frog Pond at 23. Checking a little bit as she goes down into the Frog Pond, up and out. Beautifully over the victory brush.
Boys coming off the line, please.
First of two rides inside the top 20 for this Olympian, Lauren Kiefer. Landmarks Monte Carlo, owned and homebred by Jackie Mars. They're on a score of 38 penalties, and in fact, just coming a little bit out of order, they hold 15th overnight.
Patrick is a lovely, lovely horse that was bred by Mrs. Mars. Lauren has done all of the work on this horse with the help of the team back at Stonehall Farm. And David as sort of the head instructor there to help Lauren. They've been working really hard on the show jumping because statistically he hasn't had as many clear rounds as she would have liked. So let's see what happens today. He jumped a really easy cross-country round yesterday. That's a great start. You see, she says, good boy. She has a wonderful relationship with this horse.
Yeah, you talk about that cross-country run. She wasn't inside the time, but she was only 2 seconds over with Monte Carlo this year. They were 2016 completers here at the
That
four-star.
goes down. You can see how he's out of shape there, but he does get up and over the oxer at 4. She has to create more momentum now. She's got to see a forward deep distance, this triple bar. There, it was super ride. He waited, but he did catch the back rail. He stopped using his neck on the backside.
It's 165 wide, that triple bar, and it has the opportunity to force them to take a stride out down to the triple.
She's catching the Rolex jump at a little bit of an angle from left to right to make the turn slightly easier. Back to number 8A. Oh, he is rattling. Rattle, rattle, rattle. But, you know, she's trying her best to keep the shape. Let's see what happens here at the Liverpool. Catches that well. Liverpool, got it. Adds the stride there. Let's see if it works. Not. He stops using his neck on the way down and he catches it behind.
And Richard set up such an interesting challenge there, because if you go the longer route, you're jumping a lower fence off a much purer striding pattern. So he's really ramping up the degree of difficulty for you to go left and try and stay inside the time allowed. Lauren is inside the time, but it's 3 on the floor for 12 jumping faults. And that's going to put her on 50 penalties exactly.
Here in the replay, just doesn't finish his jump at the verticals. A little bit better at the oxers. Triple bar, again, he stopped his neck and just brought that rail down with his back feet.